I have shoved too much information into this, so we're going to go fast. That being said, if we're going through something and you think, oh my gosh, she didn't even talk about what I'm dealing with this resident or with this coworker, I want you to write it down. I am not the expert. I am the deliverer of the message. So if there is a specific thing that perhaps a resident is doing or a coworker is doing, please afterwards write it down on the yellow paper with your name, and I'll call in the people who really know how to deal with a lot of these issues, and we'll get back to you. The whole point of this is that we grow and that we're always using best practice. So the training that we're doing today is truly on communication. Who can tell me who our customers are?
Everybody.
Who are everybody?
Staff, residents.
Staff, residents,
Public.
family,
Contractors, work.
visitors,
People we
yeah,
work with.
public, yeah, people coming in. Truly important that we're communicating with all of them. Oh, this is a resident's, hi, huh? This is a resident's family. I just need to deal and make the resident happy. No, that's not true. Or I don't really like working with Candy, so I don't need to speak to her. I don't need to reference her. Yes, I do have to be professional. I do have to give her that communication that helps her do her job, and all of us do it better. The breakdown of communication can lead to frustration, needs not being met, and that can be resident and staff. If Candy's not pulling her weight, that directly affects me. Or if she's not communicating to me an issue that she took care of and I'm wasting my time today taking care of it, that's a breakdown and a waste of time. So really be communicating. And it can also really lead to some very unhappy people. There's a lot of frustration and almost anger that can come if you just wasted your time, or we just lost an admission, or you know, Deb and Jeff are both out doing the same thing and one was supposed to be here and the other one was supposed to be here. Didn't help. So the Bible reminds us in James 1:18, you must all be quick to listen, slow to
Anger.
speak, very good, and slow to anger. There's a reason we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? So listen, at least twice as much. So this is coming from Sean. Sean, I spent some time with her in this training, who deals in memory care issues, but I thought it applied to all of our customers, that all behavior is some form of communication. I said good morning to somebody this morning and they didn't say good morning back to me. Wasn't a resident. That was some form of communication that person was trying to get across to me, that I really don't want to say good morning to you. Okay? So remember that all behaviors, whether good, bad, and different, are some form of communication. And that can be nonverbal with our body language, turning away from that person. That can be totally just not greeting you when you greet them. Very important. So the last thing that Sean really talked to me about was validate. We are so quick to respond that I have the answer quicker than Marilyn does. And I'm going to show you all that I got. No, listen to what the person is saying. A lot of times just by listening will diffuse. So then I can say, Deb, what I hear you're saying is that you're frustrated that Debbie won't let you have her office. Whatever it may be.
I'll rent you
But
a
if I'm like totally interrupting you, not thinking that that's important to you, I could be like, what do you think? You're going to get the CEO office as a maintenance worker? I'm not validating what you're saying. What you're saying is, Jeannie, listen to me. I'm a little frustrated with where my office is or where my workstation is. So validate. And a resident, too, will jump right in there and try to answer their question. We'll try to interrupt them, redirect them, my gosh, before they even have a chance to get to the next sentence, because gotta hurry. It's very hard. I tend to speak very quickly, so I expect the rest of the world to do it, too. So it's hard for me to slow down and wait and validate what you're saying.
You know, another hard part is that we always expect to be right with our residents. So sometimes if a resident says, I'm hungry, we're quick to say, you just ate breakfast.
Good example.
You know, like
Right.
for some reason we know better, when in
Right.
reality, they're saying
Right.
that they're hungry.
Hungry.
So, you know.
Or perhaps they need to go to the bathroom, perhaps
maybe
they're
it's another
tired.
need.
But there's a need there that's trying to be communicated. If we don't figure out what that need is, what's gonna happen? We're gonna start to have what? Negative behaviors. Because we didn't meet that need when they said, I'm hungry, and you said, no, I'm not. I really have to go to the bathroom, but I can't remember how to tell you that. So I'm just gonna walk away, and then the need's not met, so now I'm gonna get mad and I'm gonna try to go into the bathroom myself, or I'm gonna hit the CNA or the RA, whatever it might be. So, validate, and everybody likes to be listened to, and heard, not me thinking, what's my best comeback? No. You can wait a minute and go, you know what, Carla, I need to really think about that. That's a great question. I'm not sure how to answer it. Give me a few minutes. Okay, so we're gonna watch a video. Now, a couple things I wanna explain is that Teepa Snow is doing a lot of these videos, and she is teaching family members, so there's a lot of laughter in some of the behaviors, which we know is not okay. But it's also of an older population, which they're already facing some of this. So please don't think think it's okay to be laughing at resident behavior and whatever. I don't, but she puts herself into the role of being the resident, and then she'll come up and be like, oh, and the people laugh. So that's not my intent at all, but it is what we deal with. And also remember this first video, I mean this for all of our customers, not just our residents. She's doing it with a resident, and you guys are gonna participate. So you need to you're all close enough to your partner, where as soon as it starts, I want you to do what she says to do, and actually follow through.
Now go ahead with your partner and he's off, and I'm gonna tell you what to say.
Okay, I want you to do this.
And you need to practice. Here's what I want you to say. Move this hand out from between the two of you. Because what you're doing is letting whatever you're worried about get between the relationship, and that's not
Oh,
gonna
she
help.
said relationship.
Because what starts to happen is you don't even see the person. You're so busy being upset about whatever that is, you're forgetting about this relationship, which is the most important thing. Look at your person, really look at them now. Turn and look. I know, yeah.
I'm
Here's
really
what
sorry,
I'm gonna have you say to
uncomfortable
them,
again
ready?
too.
I'm sorry, I was trying to help.
I'm sorry, I was trying to help.
Now, as soon as they say that, what happens? Your intensity goes way down because they're apologizing for really intruding. And it's an acknowledgement that what they did wasn't the right thing for you. And that's a real important thing to get out there. Now, let me show you the next time. We've got some more words to practice. Okay, here's the second word you're going to practice. I'm sorry I made you angry. Try that one. I know. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I know your business made you feel like that. So try that one. I'm sorry I made you angry.
That
I'm
does
sorry
change
I
the whole
embarrassed
level
you.
of intensity in the,
I'm sorry I made you feel stupid.
I'm sorry I made you feel stupid.
I'm sorry I didn't mean to, but I treated you like a child.
I'm sorry I didn't mean to treat you like a child.
And here's one of my favorites. I'm sorry. This is hard.
I'm sorry. It's hard.
Because what I'm acknowledging is this is really hard for me too. Because the person with dementia thinks we're in this and that we're not having a hard time. It is incredibly important that you say out loud how hard this is. Because if you don't tell me, you think I know, and I don't. All I know is you think you're the boss of everything. All I know is you seem to know everything I can't hang on to. All I know is every time I see you, you start. And you need to be able to say, I'm sorry, Mom. This is really hard. And sound like you mean it. And you'll be amazed how many times people will immediately back down and say, I know it's hard for me too. And suddenly you're in a different place than you were. And that's because you were willing to do something different.
So what did we do? First of all, we validated that we've either hurt somebody's feelings or to the resident that this is hard. We're validating and not saying,
Right,
oh,
it was
you're
more people
fine, you're fine, you're fine, you already ate, you already went to the bathroom, you're fine. I'm sorry, this is hard, and I'm here to help you. And as a coworker too, you should always be the first. As Christians, you always should be the first to apologize. And remember our core values. If you don't have a core value pin, make sure you grab one, and I put mine upside down. The true HR person wearing her core values. It fits, it's a geniusm. So what are our core values? Teamwork, respect, integrity, generosity, and learning. All very important. Okay, any discussion with that? Sorry, I know. Close, this is where you want to close, right there. Yep. Okay, so yep. Any discussion about that? Do you think it'll work? Yes, no? With the residents? Yeah? Do you think, yes, that you can walk up to, and we can all name the names of the people that, woo, on a daily basis, and get them to maybe calm down just a little bit? She's gonna show us some more team, things to do it, things to do with challenging behaviors. Okay, the next one is on a challenging behavior. This truly would hit us just for memory care.
Challenging behaviors, that's how we see it. They're misbehaving, they have problem behaviors. We've got to do something about this. Now I'm going to call a timeout right now, because the biggest problem we have right here is you've already identified the source of the behavior. You're pretty sure it's them and what they're doing. Timeout. You need to take a step back and realize this is much more complicated than you think. And instead of being such a strong judge and jumping to conclusions, what I want you to do is back off and reframe this. I want you to realize that they're doing the very best they can to try to communicate with you, to meet a need, to express that they aren't liking what you're doing. And unfortunately, you simply see it as not getting your way. What you don't realize is that you started this very frequently in your effort to be helpful. Let me just say to you, you weren't as helpful as you thought you were. I didn't really enjoy the help you gave me. I didn't get it. So you have a choice right now. Are you going to continue to push your agenda to try to get where you want? Or can you take that step back and go, okay, well, this isn't working. Let me rethink. So what you want to do when you experience a behavior you're not liking, you need to, whoa, take that step back. Take a deep breath, let it go, and realize now it's time to kick in the front of your brain and to become a really good detective. Try to figure out what might be driving what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, and what they're feeling. What maybe you're smelling and they're not picking up on, what they're tasting versus what you would be tasting. Because what you want to do is realize that you need to see it from their side. And once you see it from their side, you try to be in their shoes, figure this out. Suddenly, when you see things, hear things, experience things differently, and you make that choice, that decision to do that, the uh-oh becomes an aha, because you can start to realize it's the setting, it's the care, it's the gem, it's who they were before this all started. There's lots of pieces to the puzzle. Your job, if you want to do this well and do this over the course of this condition, is to stop the judgment, time yourself out, and reframe this behavior. Go from a challenging and frustrating, I just don't understand why she's doing this, to pausing for yourself getting some help, maybe getting somebody else to take a look with you, because maybe you just can't see it because of who you are and how it works. But what you're going to do is take that step back, look more broadly, and at that point, make a decision. What are they trying to do? Are they communicating unmet physical need? There's basically 5 of them you want to learn about. Or an unmet emotional need. Or are you seeing the emotional need, but you're missing the physical need? Or was it something that is happening in the environment or happened earlier today? As I said, complicated. So you need some training. You need to know what's going on and what's not going on so you can quit sitting in judgment and start using this. That's the best tool. That and your ability to bring people together to help you. So with challenging behaviors, it's not about them, it's about us and what we choose to do about this effort to communicate an unmet need and helping us figure out what is the need and how can we better meet it for success for both of us. Making a positive difference because we choose positive approach to the care. Now remember this lady? What do you think she's doing?
Any
You
ideas?
see her beating on the chairs, making noise, annoying people.
So
And you
makes
know
sense
she
in a
needs to go to
minute.
the bathroom. It's been a long time. You've tried to make her stop, but she won't. What if I told you she used to clean houses for a living? I'm going to try substitution and a positive approach rather than trying to make her quit.
Miss Leona. Well, hey there. Get my hand out the way. You're trying to get them clean. Here, try this.
She's a busy woman.
There you go.
I'm going to try a substitution here.
I'll trade you.
Not yet. Show her.
Rub it with that. Can you rub it? Here, rub
We're
it.
getting there.
Trade me. Trade me. Trade me. Here you go. Take this. All right, give it. You got it. Now trade out. There you go.
Ta-da.
Now rub it.
Now I show her, and there she goes.
There we go.
People are less annoyed, not so much noise. And she's cleaning. Now I want to reinforce it. That's good, that's good.
2 more to
I
go.
still haven't met
You're doing a fantastic job.
her unmet need.
What's her unmet
One
need?
more substitution.
Nicely done,
Missed
Leona.
it, she has to go to the bathroom.
She needs to get finished with this
Boy, you are good.
so we can move on.
You get this one?
Watch me, I'm sneaky.
That's it. Good. Good.
I visually eliminate the task.
Whoa. Woo. That is beautiful. You did a fantastic job. Man, you're a good cleaner. Here. Thank you. All right, well, come with me and we'll sit down and take a break.
Notice how she grabbed her
I
hand
know
too.
you're ready for one, aren't you?
Now, before she goes to sit down though, we have a place to go.
Oh, girl, you worked hard. You are one of the hardest working women I've ever met. Well, Lord knows. Let's go to the ladies before we sit down, though. Okay. Okay.
We changed the challenge to success.
So, discussion. With your partner, hold the hand like they did. It feels very different than how we normally would go up like this. We go like this. And she also talks about how you can do a little squeeze on the palm. Not to hurt them if they have arthritis, but just a little squeeze that can kind of get their attention. And she'll talk in the next video about approaching their dominant side, and that's the side that you write with. They'll tend to lean into that more than they will. But I thought the way she did that, even she did it with a comb, so she could comb her own hair. On some other videos that I watched, I highly recommend if you're struggling with how to deal with giving a bath, personal hygiene. She shows you using that method of holding the hands and putting it in there. So you're helping, but they feel they're doing it independently.
We have a lot of videos, a lot of DVDs
Yes.
that if anybody wants to check out additional information or, you know, just let us know.
Well, and I just went to YouTube and typed in Teepa Snow, Teepa Snow, and bajillions. So there is how to give a bath, how to help them eat like I said, how to help them get dressed and whatever. And some of them are longer than others, but some are 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I love the approach with the hand like that. I love being able to give a little guidance and direction there. So once again, really encourage you. Anything else about this that you thought was interesting? For me, it's huge that we know what that resident did before. Because we would have never figured out she was cleaning the chairs, but as soon as you found that out, it made so much sense. She was at work cleaning the chairs. So give her the tools so it quiets everything down and doesn't bother anybody else. Then, boy, she's busy all along. But whatever it is knowing that. And that's truly person-centered care in that I don't treat everybody the same way. I know that Marilyn was a housekeeper, so I help her do that and getting to know and making sure our care plans are up to date. Anything else about that one? This next one's a little longer, and this is where we get, it's an older generation that she's teaching, and I'm not sure if they're the caregivers or what, but they obviously haven't had a lot of exposure because there's a lot of laughter or there's a lot of nervousness that this could be mean. So please, that is not our response. But this one's also, Jeff, you're gonna be thrilled you came to this one. This one's also gonna require you to stand up and do. Now you don't have to sing, I don't know the song, but she is gonna have us stand up. But I'm having you do this part because it's critical for what she's gonna teach you. So, number 3, please. So everybody stand up.
Now, what I want you to do right now, because you've been sitting for a good little bit, I want you to get up. Okay, you're going to get up, and I want you to put your feet about shoulder width apart. Okay, so get yourself up. Now, I want you to work on standing tall. So pull those shoulders back and stand tall. And what I want you to do is I want you to shift over to one side. Put your hands on your hips. Now shift the other way. Now shift over this way. Now shift that way. Now really kick it out. Shift out, shift out, and shift out. And now put a little wiggle in there. There you go. A little bit of wiggle. That's good. Now I want you to do, don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Anyone else but me. Now the arms up. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. March till I come marching home. 1, 2, 3, down. All right, good job. Now what I want you to realize is I just used something that's really important that you can use, which is rhythm. Rhythm is retained. Music is a gift. The swearing is there, get over it. It's in the same place where you have music, unfortunately. So you get music and then you get swearing. You get swearing, sex talk, racial slur, ugly words. But you also get the rhythm of speech. Well, you have, and I got that again, and down, 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 and the pig and down, and the dog got a down, down, you pity them. And then get in the hand. They're gonna have that. And they gotta get a head down, and they go like a hay, and they go down, 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 down. Good thing, that's late stage. So I got that nice rhythm, and his brain is going, huh? But what you want to do is use your visual cues. Oh, yeah, yeah. Use a little rhythm in response. Well, yeah, sure enough, yeah. Use automatic social chit-chat. Turn-taking. Yeah, you know, have her head. Oh, yeah, you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's, you know, that. Yeah, well, you know, I hear it. Yeah, they gotta, let it go down, and you put it down.
Let's go.
Let's go, yeah, come on, let's go. you choose to do, still even at the very end. Because what's happened here in this later stage is if you start to get fussy, Keep, I don't understand, what are you saying? Say it again. That didn't make any sense. What you do is you stop me with what I'm very good at, which is rhythm. I'm doing my rhythm thing, which is what I've got left. Well, if you want me to do a little bit more, start with, don't sit under the, and what will amaze you if you do it, very frequently I go from this nonsense speech to suddenly I'm singing, and I can sing all 3 verses. Not only can I do that, I can also dance. Although when you put me in a walker, I'm doing this. But you stand up and you start going do 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 do, and you'll sit, and I will be doing this, and you're like, because what you keep forgetting is there's different parts of the brain that are available to me and then are lost to me, and I can only use what I have left. So this is where, when we're starting to look at what's going on with us, I want you to get some support. That's part of coming here. There's a lot to be learned about this disease, but I also want you to realize there's people around you. Let me go back to this 5. Go back, here's your hand again, get it out. This is another thing we're going to do with it. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Right now across the nation, 1 in 5 families is dealing with this thing called dementia. 1 in 5. Within 10 to 15 years, put up just 2 fingers. It's going to be 1 in 2. Every other family is going to be doing this one way or another. And so what's happening is this is the tsunami that's about to strike the U.S. And it is right there. And we are right on that front edge. And people have not a clue how immense this is going to be. And you all are ahead of the curve, because you have already reached out. You're already going through it. A lot of people around you aren't going through it yet. And when they get zapped by it, they had no idea, because they thought everything was okay. And then they come down for a brief visit, and it's like, holy moly, what is going on? Oh my God, the house is a disaster. When I called her, she said everything was fine. She's not even taking the medication she got at the clinic. Yes, I did. You did not. I did too. These are different ones. These are not different ones. These are the same ones. Bullshit. And you make them angry. Not a good way to go. Okay? So here are some of the very common things that are going to be coming up. These are often what we call challenges in caregiving. There is no healthcare power of attorney and the person doesn't want one. There is no financial power of attorney and they're taken advantage of, or there's no one to manage this. They're losing important things and often accusing other people of having taken them. Like those gypsies that come in through the basement. That black girl that you hired. Now understand, put your hand to your right temple. Over here in this temporal lobe, this is where your automatic social chit-chat is. This is where the rhythm of speech is. This is where your ability to sing and pray is. But this is also, put your hand right up there, this is where your forbidden words are stored. This is where all the forbidden words are. Sex talk, racial slur, ugly words, shut up, you idiot, fatso, you're so stupid. Those kind of phrases that come popping out when somebody's annoyed with you and they have dementia. But notice also the racial stuff is over there. It's preserved. Over here on the left, put your finger to your left temple, this area right here, this is formal language, comprehension, speech production, vocabulary. You lose on the left, retain on the right. So say that. You lose on the left, retain on the right. So what do you lose? Language. What do you keep? Rhythm. You lose language, keep rhythm. Left language lost, right rhythm retain. So they keep what's on the right, for the good and for the bad. That's a skill set they still maintain late into the disease for most dementias. What they lose is the, the things that come right after the other and there's a dot at the end of it. You know what I mean? The things that you say. Yes, the words. What'd you think I was talking about? Did you think I was not speaking of the words? Now again, let's review what happened here. This is that moment when you're frustrated again because you were trying to help, weren't you? And so you gave me the word. But because my brain thought I should know what it was, I knew what I wanted to say, I couldn't find it. She came up with it really easily, didn't she? Oh, it's 11. See, every half hour that goes off to remind me of where I am and how much I have left to go, and that you're here to listen to me and I should be respectful. Not that that's working, but anyway. So, I'm trying to find the thing I want to say. You know, the one right after the other with the dot at the end. And then she just pops it out, just like that. Yeah, sure, date makes me mad as the devil because I have master's degrees and I teach and I'm very good at this. And so what it feels like is it feels like you think you're so smart because you can come up with it like that. And it makes me feel stupid, inferior, less. How many of you like feeling stupid and less? Raise your hand if that's your favorite way to feel. No. How many of you would like it when somebody said, so let's try it again. It's the thing, one you say right after the other, you know, the thing you say right after the other.
Right.
Do you know or do you not know?
I know.
Well, what is it? Now, she's getting frustrated because she thought, well, before when I said it, you got ticked off, so I thought I wouldn't say it. Now you're getting ticked off. That's known as not winning for losing, right? Yeah. Here's what you want. Here's what you would do. So go ahead and say the word word. Yeah. Why couldn't I think of that? Oh my God. What's wrong with me? What's the matter with me? Now that was a different reaction, wasn't it? Is it just as devastating? Yeah, because now you feel miserable because you gave me a word that made me cry, because all of a sudden what happened in that moment, what did I realize? My brain is, I'm lost here. I should know that. I know that word. Why couldn't I say it? And I had an awareness in that moment. It doesn't stay with me. It disappears again. But in that moment, I absolutely know that I'm not me. And the greatest fear most of our folks have in that moment, and they will say this, am I going crazy? Because in that moment, because your understanding and their understanding is so different, and they have this moment of insight, this is the most important thing to say. You're worried about going crazy. You are not. You are not. You're having some trouble with your words and your thinking, but you are not going crazy. They need assurance that they are not going nuts, because when they were young, they probably got to visit Great Aunt Mary at the state psych hospital or in the locked unit when they had her tied up, tied down, or she would and they remember that. It's very clear that's a strong emotional memory. And all of a sudden, there was a connection there for a second. It's like, oh my God, is that going to be me? Especially if they've been around this like that. And there's this great fear that's just overwhelmed them. And what you don't want to do is back away from it and say, oh, sweetheart, you're fine. Because guess what I just realized? I'm not. You can't be more afraid of this than I am. Because if you are, it doesn't help me. I need you to be willing to come with me and be with me wherever I am. And in that moment, I might very well have an awareness that something's real wrong. Don't deny my reality. I mean, if I'm saying something's wrong, something's wrong. Notice what you do is you use my words. Because by using my words, you're affirming what I just said. You're listening to me. Because remember, it's a two-way street. Me talking and you listening is real different than me talking and you saying, oh, sweetheart, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Turn to your person and look at him. Look him right in the eye and say, it's okay, don't worry. Do that.
It's okay, don't worry.
Did that reassure you? No, it made it feel like you didn't really care how I was feeling. You tried to put a Band-Aid on a wound that is a big, deep wound. And instead of really acknowledging, this is really scary. Yeah. And you're really worried about whether or not you're going crazy. I hear you, Daddy. You are not going crazy, but this is really hard. This is really hard.
So what was she doing? Validating comments on that. Lots of it spot on, right? Of what we deal with. Yeah. What, right side what? Left side? Loose. Yep. So music, rhythm, swearing. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? I didn't know that about that, because a lot of our residents do. That would have never cursed before do start doing that. So interesting too how she said you have to meet them where they're at. There's part of their brain that does not work, so quit trying to make it work. It doesn't. Work with the part of the brain that does, and that's through rhythm. And so I do expect to see some swaying out on the floor. But I'm kind of excited to try it. I'll try it just to see if I can get somebody who is murmuring, if I can get them to complete a sentence. Raise your hand if you're willing to try that and you're a caregiver. Absolutely. When you're out there and you move, yeah, and just all of us have probably had the experience of going to church with one of our residents that they can't even tell you their name, and they will sing those hymns. They will say the Lord's Prayer. I mean, that is amazing to me. So this just scientifically backed it up. Okay, one more video, and this is moving into more mental health. This is a very quick overview of mental health. There is so much that all of these could have been broken down. So we have paranoia. Paranoia is an extreme and unreasonable feeling that other people do not like you or are going to harm you or criticize you. Delusions, thoughts that are not real or are not based on reality. Anxiety, a feeling of worry, nervousness, unease. Depression, persistent feelings of sadness and loss of interest. Negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and the way you act. And then hallucinations, a sensory experience in which a person can see, hear, smell, taste, or feel something that is not there, but to them, they're experiencing it. So we're going to watch the last video is how to redirect somebody that is having hallucinations.
It's the perfect time to unwind and indulge with the crunchy goodness of Lay's kettle-cooked potato chips.
You can skip the yeah, they're in the right.
You should be handing out chips.
I know, I'm like, I didn't bring snacks. Play? Maybe? There we go.
Please, please, get that little boy, that one right there, get that little boy, look at him. I'm worried about him, help him, help him. He needs help.
Okay.
That one, get it. Now, you can tell by her face. Did you see it? What did her face say? What the hell are you talking about? And her whole body's going, okay. And what is she telling me? Diss me. So what she wants to do is, which is my dominant side. On my body, it's the right. You want to approach from the person's dominant side because, do this, you'll draw their gaze to that side. Human beings like people on their preferred side. They pay more attention to data on their preferred side. They like auditory data coming in on their preferred side. They prefer to be touched on their preferred side. So what I'm doing is setting it up so that if she comes to that side, what will I pay less attention to? The thing that was over here, which I was really focused on, and so she's going to start off far enough away so that she goes, Teepa, hey. And if I see her and call her in, she wants to come in and get connected to me. Hey, come here. I need you to get, yeah.
Hi.
Hey, listen.
How are you?
Well, I'm not good. That
Okay.
little boy,
Now
I'm
she
worried
grabbed the hand
about.
again.
Boy, you're worried about?
Yeah, you see him, he's up under there. You see how he's gotten up under there, and I'm afraid he's gonna get hurt. Can you get him out of there?
You want me to get him out of there?
Yeah, somebody needs to get him out.
Somebody needs to get him out? Somebody does need to get him out.
Now those were the same exact words. What was different?
Does.
What was she taking control of? The situation. And so what you want to do is let me know, do I have to be in charge of it anymore? No, you're going to take care of it. You're absolutely right. That little boy should be getting out from under that. That's not okay. Yeah, kids shouldn't be up under there, should they? I bet you were always real good with your kids. I bet you didn't have, oh yeah, no, they'd get into weird places. My son once crawled up in somewhere, and you know what? We had to break, he got his head stuck in a rubber tire.
Oh my.
Well, not his head, the other part of him. I can't think of what it is. This thing here, where he gets that. He got in there and we couldn't get out, and we tried lard. My grandma said try lard. We tried lard. Now what happened to talking about or worrying about that?
It's gone.
Well, it is for right now. Guess what though? If it's Louie body, it'll be back. It'll be back. They're repetitive more in the evening and at night, and distress.
Okay, comments on that? Just redirecting, getting them talking about, she was worried about that child. To her, that child was there and you weren't doing anything about it, so don't argue.
There's been once or twice here where tenants were or residents were having hallucinations. They thought there was something coming out of their can light, so we taped over it.
Oh. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and bring in reinforcements, you know, maintenance had to help for that. Maybe, who knows, someone else can do something to rearrange the room, or we'll have housekeeping come in and clean this right up, right away, so that it's taken care of, but to them, it is real. Any other questions? Please remember that if you have a specific incident that you, or behavior, or coworker that you want me to come back and follow up with to give you helpful insight, please write it down. Okay, Alex Trebek had to take today off, so I'm standing in for him, and I don't have a microphone or anything. So, but we want to play some Communication Jeopardy, so we split it down the middle, and you need to come up with a team name in 5 seconds, and a team talker. Go.
We're gonna be a team talking. Carla. Yes, you be a good team talker. What's our name?
The Great Thinkers.
The Great Thinkers.
Okay. Name.
We're the Great Thinkers.
Great thinkers, and who's your spokesperson?
Carla.
Carla. Okay.
We're better than that.
Better than that, and who's your spokesperson? Candy. Okay, so pick a number, Candy and Carla, between 1 and 100.
67, 51.
57. Okay, Carla, first category. So we have think, use your body, listen, stay positive, and respect. What would you like?
Think.
Think for how much?
200.
200. Okay, you can answer as a team.
Okay, like a magnet, we draw in what we constantly think about. If you're always thinking positive, happy, joyful thoughts, you're going to be a positive, happy, joyful person. And you will attract other happy, upbeat, positive people. They just get points for listening.
Deal! That was easy. So now remind me, because I'm a stand-in for Alex. I don't remember how this goes. Do you guys go? Or do they get to go again?
They get to go again, don't they?
Do they? Till you get it wrong?
I think
Okay.
they do on Jeopardy.
Next one. Okay, I don't watch Jeopardy.
I forgot how we did it.
I asked Wendy, I'm like, I can't remember how this played. Okay, next.
He listened for 300.
Listen for 300.
Right. An old man was wondering if his wife had a hearing problem, so one night he stood behind her while she was sitting in her lounge chair, and he spoke softly to her. "Honey, can you hear me?" There was no response. He moved a little closer and said again, "Honey, can you hear me?" Still, there was no response. Finally, he moved right behind her and said, "Honey, can you hear me?" She replied for the third time, "Yes." What can we learn from this story? Sometimes it's not always as it seems. You may think the other person has the hearing problem and isn't listening, but it may be the other way around.
Yeah, once again, get all the information and.
And that's just a bonus one
Jump.
too.
You guys are good. So, can they just do it twice?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine, yeah.
okay, better than that.
Try and give them a
We'll go with
opportunity.
respect for 500.
Oh, she's going big.
Okay. The suggested that I seeming. I listen.
Okay, here's an acronym for respect. R, remain calm. E, encourage others. S, stay positive. P, be polite. E, embrace differences. C, consider the consequences. And T, think before you speak. Now name 3 of what I just said.
Ooh, not better than that.
Think before you
Right.
speak.
Right?
Think of the consequences.
Right?
Consider. Go ahead, Deb.
Consider the consequences was the one. Okay, so one more.
Do you want us to help?
Stay positive.
Right.
Yay, woo!
500.
Okay, better than that.
Oh, what do you want to do next? Use your body for 500 again.
Use your body.
All right, this is a little different one.
Oh no, use your body.
I am not
Oh.
coordinated, just so you all know.
Stand up and do the dance you just learned.
All right. There are 6 universal, you have to do this part of it.
Okay.
There are 6 universal facial expressions: anger, disgust, fear, happiness, sadness, surprise. Sometimes scientists have argued that looks of contempt and embarrassment are also expressions among others. I will hold up some facial expressions of famous people, identify what expression they have, and get 100 points for each one correctly
Ooh,
identified.
you could get some big points here.
Surprise.
Surprise or joy, right.
Okay,
100 points.
I just about made.
Confused?
Don't you help them.
I know, I almost made the expression myself. Confused?
No, that's not that one.
Okay.
No, you can tell what it is.
Suspicious.
Suspicious. She's looking rather suspicious.
Okay, now.
Thinking.
Jeannie?
See, Debbie got it. Confused.
She gave you the answer.
I'm a cheater.
This is Scott.
Yeah. Ooh.
Anger.
Yeah.
Time's up. Is it annoyed?
Annoyed. Yeah. Like, oh,
You got
whatever.
5.
Finish what you're saying. It's really not
500
important
points
to me. Okay, back to great thinkers.
Stay positive for 1,000.
Woo-hoo. Where is it? You.
Go big
Your side.
or go home.
Go big or go home at this point. Yes.
Okay. Here are some great ways to be more positive. Smile more. Talk to people in line at the grocery store. Replace handshakes with hugs. Tell people you love them more often. Laugh more. Laughing is like a windshield wiper. It doesn't stop the rain, but it helps us keep going. Try to encourage one person each day. The Bible says if we encourage others, we ourselves will be encouraged and refreshed. Which of these helpful keys will you try to do more of?
Who's this? Great thinkers.
These guys, yeah.
Smile more.
Okay.
Be more encouraged.
What else?
Always have a smile. Hug, encourage.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Encouraging words are huge. Can really turn a rough day into a better day and head in the right direction. Just knowing that, once again, we're validating that somebody is having a rough day. So I hear you. Okay, great thinkers.
1,000 points.
You're up again.
What have we got to lose?
Listen for 1,000.
This you know, my beloved brethren, but everyone must be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger.
Okay, can't miss this. I
Here.
didn't know this was one of the questions.
See? Great minds think alike. Where is this found in the Bible? Is it in Proverbs, Genesis, or James?
James.
1:19.
That's awesome.
I love it. Okay, that was 2 over there.
Yep.
So, better than that.
We'll do respect for 1,000.
Okay, they're gonna get back.
All right.
It's long.
It is long. Oh, maybe this is the one we want to skip because it is a long one. That's the one where the paper and handing out and
We'll take
Okay.
1,000.
Okay, so then what do we do?
another
Pull another.
1,000.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Is this the long one?
No. I was supposed to bring in the mouth guards and I told
Oh!
you. And I just now remembered that I forgot them.
So
pull
lucky
another
you, you
1,000.
didn't come tomorrow when we have the mouth guards.
Yes, I will remember
That
them.
game. Okay, well, the last
Last
1,000. Oh, and it's long.
Okay. All right, it's not always as it seems. 2 traveling angels stopped to spend the night in the home of a wealthy family. The family was rude and refused to let the angels stay in the mansion's guest room. Instead, the angels were given a small space in the cold basement. As they made their bed on the hard floor, the older angels saw a hole in the wall and repaired it. When the younger angel asked why, the older angel replied, "Things aren't always what they seem." The next night, the pair came to rest at the house of a very poor but hospitable farmer and his wife. After sharing what little food they had, the couple let the angels sleep in their bed where they could have a good night's rest. When the sun came